Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back for another edition of Health Class. Today we will be discussing about depression. It is very common these days, especially that there's a lot of things happening in the world that affects our mental health. Do you guys know tWitch? Do you guys watch the Ellen DeGeneres show? Can you remember this guy? This guy is the main DJ of the TV show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show. His name is Stephen Boss. He is 40 years old and he just recently committed suicide according to the reports. He was found dead in a motel in California with a note. Although the authorities did not divulge what he wrote in the note, let's discuss about the common symptoms. And maybe you know someone experiencing these symptoms and know what to do if you know someone who's possibly have depression. So keep on watching. Hi again everyone, welcome back to my channel again. My name is Ryan and I'm specializing in diabetes, men's sexual health, alcohol and drugs, and primary care. Like what I said earlier in the video, we will be discussing about depression. Depression is actually happening, it's real. A lot of people are affected to the point that they've committed suicide to end everything, to end their agony, to end their sadness, to end this stressful life. We will be discussing about, most importantly, the symptoms. What are the symptoms of depression so that you will also have the knowledge on how to know if someone you know has depression. So what is depression? Depression is a medical condition that requires a medical diagnosis. There is a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. When I say persistent, it could be ongoing, it could be continuous, experiencing sadness, loss of interest for a long period of time. That could lead to a range of behavioral and physical symptoms, such as sleep disturbances, change in appetite, reduced energy level, difficulty of concentrating, low self-esteem, and sometimes, if not most of the times, can also be associated with suicidal thoughts. If a person is having suicidal ideation or planning to commit suicide, oftentimes they will talk about it. If a person is planning to commit suicide, it is not wrong to ask if he is actually planning to kill himself. Simple questions such as, are you planning to hurt yourself? Are you safe? Are you having suicidal ideation? What are the management for depression? We have a few. Cognitive behavioral therapies, or CBT, and psychotherapies. CBT is a talk therapy. It focuses on modifying negative thoughts, behaviors, and emotional responses using psychological methods to help a person change behavior, increase happiness, and overcome problems. Helps in identifying and changing negative thoughts. People often struggle with this. What are the medications for people with depression? We also have a few. Antidepressants. like SSRIs or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. This type of medication, typically used as antidepressants for major depressive disorder and anxiety. Some of the common SSRI medications are fluoxetine, citalopram, and paroxetine. Their mechanism of action is they increase levels of serotonin in the brain. Serotonin is one of the thousands of neurotransmitters we have in our body. Antidepressants help relieve depressive symptoms. The only thing with antidepressants is that they might cause dry mouth, weight gain, dizziness, among others. Aside from antidepressants, we also have anxiolytic medications. They reduce anxiety. The most common anxiolytic medications are diazepam and clonazepam. Antipsychotic medications can also be used for people with depression. Antipsychotic medications has antidepressant effect by inhibiting D2 and D3 receptors on the dopamine pathway, leading to an increased dopamine level in the brain. The most common antipsychotic medications are olanzapine, quetiapine, and risperidone, among others. Depression is a medical condition that needs medical diagnosis. Some of the common symptoms are low mood, loss of interest in activities, causing significant impairment in daily life. Causes include biological, psychological, and social factors of distress. Research suggests that these factors may cause some changes in the brain function. We also have ECT, or electroconvulsive therapy. What is ECT? ECT sends electric currents through the brain to trigger a seizure, also known as shock therapy. It aims to relieve depressive symptoms.
They made it so much easier, and the staff here are so incredibly friendly.
It's a small amount of current. It's nothing like what's in the outlet at home, okay? The level at which just the smallest amount of energy can induce a generalized seizure. So yeah, just take some nice deep breaths in with the oxygen. That's what will get you off to sleep.
I don't remember any of it. I don't feel any of it, so there's no pain involved.
And these are the stimulus electrodes, basically just the way to deliver the energy. The amount of electricity is tiny. So it's ultra safe. She's on a heart monitor, brainwave monitor, oxygen. And this machine tells us when it's safe. It has some safety protocols. The sounds we're hearing are just warning us that the electricity is going to be delivered. That whole sound means the electricity is being delivered. And that's the stimulus. Then we watch to see if her body moves, which it is moving a bit. That's not uncomfortable at all for Melody. The seizure's already stopped and we're done. That was it.
It is very important for a person who is experiencing depressive symptoms to have a good support system, to be surrounded by the loved ones, such as their families and their friends. And in relation to that, that will lead to the next question: what can you do to help? There are a few. Talk to the person. Offer your time. If someone is depressed, it is helpful to talk to that person and make that person feel important. Listen to that person. It is important for the person to voice out his or her concerns. And it is important for you as a listener to empathize and to understand the current situation of that person. Give positive feedback. So what actually happens in the brain if there is depression? Let's watch this animation.
The brain contains a network of interconnected nerve cells called neurons. The junction between the neurons is called the synaptic junction. The transmission of impulses from one neuron to another is facilitated by chemicals called neurotransmitters. The impulse triggers the release of neurotransmitters from one neuron, which cross the synaptic junction and attach themselves to the receptors in the adjacent neuron, sending the message through. Later, the neurotransmitter returns to the initial neuron via the reuptake channel. One of the causes of depression is believed to be the depletion of the amine neurotransmitters serotonin and norepinephrine. Antidepressant drugs increase the availability of neurotransmitters at the synaptic junction by blocking the reuptake channel.
That's it for today, guys. Hopefully you've learned something about depression. Like what I told you earlier, it is real, it is happening. A lot of people and experts call depression as a silent killer. We don't want any life to be wasted again, because depression can be detected and depression can be treated. If you or if you know someone who is suffering from depression, please call this number for support or immediate support. By calling these numbers can save lives. Thank you again for watching this video. Be well, stay safe, and be healthy.